Sandra here, and I am just unrambling me this morning in hopes that something I say helps to unramble you. But I was just sitting here thinking, I was reading an article about some of the trafficking that goes on and some of the biggest places that it actually happens. And I actually live about 4 hours from the capital in Georgia, a little over. And I was just thinking about trafficking. And I was also in the process, after I read that article or seen that article on social media, I was checking my youngest daughter's social media. And it just got me to thinking, she has quite a bit of followers and she's a little funny and has some character about herself. So, people see her. She's a public figure. She's an author, she's an entrepreneur, she's an actress, she's a model. She does a lot of things in the public eye. And I was just sitting here like, thank you, God. Thank you, God, for keeping a shield of protection not only around my children, but around me as well. It's kind of hard being the parent of a college student. They're living life and doing those transitions because I have an older daughter. So, it's kind of difficult having children and you can't be with them 24 hours out of the day. And you really have to trust your parental skills and you have to trust, you know, you have to trust God. With me, I trust God. I'm a believer. So God's always going to be in my conversation because I am a God and I'm a creator as well. So I believe in the creator. So, but back to what I was saying, it's just magnificent to me how we can use our faith, how we can use our belief to keep us in a place of peace because there's so much that's going on in this world that we really have to just stay in that mind frame of just knowing that we have our angels and our ancestors that's protecting us. But more importantly, one thing I like to get across is that we also have to use our intuition. I was talking to my girls was doing a road trip or on the road, and I was telling them, I'm like, especially my oldest, I'm like, one thing you have to do is you have to walk in confidence. You have to let people know that you were there, even if you don't say a word. Make sure that your demeanor is letting people know, hey, I'm not a joke. I am somebody, and you got to come with confidence. I'm sorry. Y'all, it's too early in the morning, but I'm rambling me. I'm rambling me this morning. But you have to come with confidence and know that you have to let people know that I'm here and that I've been in this room, that my presence and my energy is all good. So I was just, just really here laying, unrambling my mind about this trafficking, about how God has just protected me and my family from so much, even through this COVID situation, but has taken me really pushing down and anchoring into like, okay, God, I need to hear you. I need to know what's going on. I need to be prepared for what's next. And even right now, I just had a dream last night. Whew, sorry, excuse me. I even had a dream last night just about storing, about stocking, storing up food, getting healthy, those type things. And I really have an issue with working out, but I just keep pushing through it. And I know that in the end, it's gonna all work out. Cause I was thinking this morning, as I was doing just a little workout, I was like, it's gonna come a time where I'm gonna need my upper body strength, and I'm so weak in my upper body, but I'm gonna need my upper body strength. And I keep hearing, time is winding down. We have a year to prepare, so this year is gonna be vital for me and my family. I really want farmland. I really want to make sure we have a family home, that we have a place where we can grow our food. Uh, that my finances is in check, but I know that the Lord will provide. Also, that I have those networking skills because there's going to be people who can do things that I can't do and ways that we can help each other in order to survive some of the things that's going to be taking place in our world. And so I know I'm just rambling, but that's the point, just unrambling me, trying to just get all these things in my mind out and be able to listen to them so that I can measure my thoughts and I can remind myself of how I felt on this day. But y'all, I am so sleepy. I just keep yarning, but I'm gonna get this word out, get this message out. I'm gonna keep unrambling myself. Gotta keep unrambling myself. And that's the thing that I love about doing this. There's no script, there's no real audience. It's me unrambling me with the hopes that I help somebody else to unramble their thoughts and settle their thoughts and to pursue life just a little differently or view life just a little differently so they can become a better version of themselves. Because that's definitely my goal, to become a better version of myself. But I just wanted to share that this morning about pretty much understanding protection, understanding intuition, applying it, applying it to what's going on in this world, especially with the trafficking, into our parents that that have children, especially children in entertainment or children in the spotlight, or children that may not live with us, older children, even younger children. I know I had an issue with leaving my kids in the crib. I felt like I needed them to be close to me, so I didn't like them to sleep in the crib. But one thing about it, it took me a lot, and I always tell people it took me a lot to even let my kids sleep in the room by themselves. And even now, I go and I'll check on them. Now there was a period where I would check on them, I'd make sure they were breathing. They were like, "Mama, what is you doing?" Like, I'm just trying to make sure you are breathing. They were well old. I think my oldest daughter might have been 16 or 17 when I stopped checking her chest to make sure she was breathing. I scared her one night, and she woke up and I was looking at her in the eyes, and she was all scared, like, "What in the world is wrong with this lady?" But yeah, I had mommy issues, separation anxiety, just making sure they didn't die in their sleep, because I had a baby to die, not in his sleep. I miscarried, and even with just those moments, I just felt like a bad parent, because I know the things I was doing when I was pregnant, and I went through life for a while just thinking like, "Oh my God, I killed my baby," and it took me a long time to come to grips and come to peace about that situation. I mean, like, a long time. Um, Actually, within my book, Unattached to Final Season, I talk about that. I talk about that pain, that hurt. I talk about, releasing and holding on to certain memories. Yeah, it's a lot. So it all that trickles into how I parent now. So I'll go and I'll check on my girls, but I'm not as tedious as I used to be. And sometimes when I don't check on them, my youngest will say, "Well, Mommy, did you check on us last night?" Or, "Mommy, why didn't you check on us last night?" And it just helps me know that I'm coming more and more to peace with knowing that I can't control everything, and that God has his hands upon me, upon my family. We are protected. And one other thing, even with me just knowing that I'm protected, I asked God a long time ago. I said, "God, protect me from myself," because sometimes I make decisions that are not the best decisions. So, God, I need you to protect me from myself. Protect me from danger seen and danger that's not seen. So even when I told y'all I'm in this on this journey to find my future forever, and I ask God, like, protect me from the people that mean me no good. And every time, I can't even make this up. Every time I'm supposed to go on a date or meet someone, or there's certain things that happen that prevents it. And I know that it's God protecting me from that situation or from that person. And I was so thankful. I'm just beyond thankful that God thinks enough of me, that my angels thinks enough of me, that my ancestors think enough of me, and that I think enough of me, that I want to be protected and that I am protected. So this has been a journey. So I'm just going to encourage somebody, use your intuition, use your faith. If you're somebody who don't believe in God, okay, I get it. But still, use your intuition. I actually don't get it, but to each his own. I just know what works for me, and I don't try to force God on anybody, but I don't not talk about God because you might have an issue with God, or God's not real to me. Well, God's real to me. So respect my views, I respect your views, and we're all good. And my hopes is that the God in me shines bright enough where you say, well, Sandra, how did you get that to help to happen? And then that opens up the door to say, well, I pray, or I manifested, or I did this or I did that. And then there might be something in your life as a non believer that helps me as a believer, which is why I love the story of Jesus and just how he walked out his life and just wasn't judgmental. And certain people that he healed and he ministered to, they weren't believers, but they were believers after the fact. So we have to walk out our journey just trusting and believing that we're going to make an impact and be that light in somebody's life that may not have seen the light before, because we might be the only light that they see that day. But again, y'all, I'm just laying here unrambling me. I've been up since like 4 something this morning, and just unrambling myself. And I am going to prepare for the day. I think I'm going to take a nap before I get up. I think I'm going to take one good nap before I get up and start my day. Um, but as always, y'all, I love you.